use a 00 flour from Italy. It just means it's kind of tender. And the reason is because it lends itself ideally to being stretched by hand. Also, it's the amount of protein and the type of gluten that's in the flour. So believe it or not, it's actually low gluten. It's not very high, less than 9.
So it's just enough to give you the
Correct.
toothiness that you need,
Correct.
but not enough for bread.
Right. Yeah, or New York style pizza, or any of those different pizzas. So, yeah, so what we're doing now is we're just moving. What we're doing is, and Laura, if you feel this dough, come over here and feel this dough. You'll see it's very, very soft. Very soft, okay?
Super soft.
Yeah,
So
and it will continue to get softer. This is in our proofing room. It's cooler in there. It's about 64 degrees. And so as it comes here and warms up next to the oven, it'll get even more pliable.
And this has been through a cold ferment.
No,
No?
not a cold.
Not cold,
No.
okay.
So even though the room is at 64 degrees, let's say back there, true cold ferment is less than 40.
Okay,
Less
so
than 40.
this is a moderate.
It's actually
room temperature.
Yeah, it's room
really.
temperature. Right.
Okay.
That's right. It's
And the
ambient. They call it
fermentation
ambient.
process is a minimum of 18 hours?
Yeah, the Shottori.
18 to 26 hours. So we start using it at, take 20 hours, and by the end of the shift, it's gonna have,
Yeah, so what we're doing now is we're just moving the gas, okay? We go through lengths to build, through the fermentation, which adds not only the proofing, the levitation, but it also adds flavor. So get this product, to get the air in there, to make it light, you don't want to just knock it out, right? Like other types of pizzas where they spin in the air. There's none of that in Neapolitan. You actually have to have a marble base that you're working on. This all has to be stretched by hand. So what we're doing is we're moving the gases from the dough ball, the center, all the way out to the edge. And what we're making here is, this is called cornicione. This is the pride and joy of Neapolitan pizza. And cornicione means frame or crown. Okay, so we're making this crown. And once the dough gets about as big as your hand, okay, now what we do is we pick it up, get the rest of the flour out of the way, and now what we do is we start to slap. So we're letting the weight, centripetal force, work the weight of the dough to stretch it out, okay?
That looks so easy.
Well,
It's not.
so you see, this is about a 10 and a half inch pizza, and it has to start out a little smaller than that, because when we stretch it on the peel, you'll see that but we're trying to keep with the integrity. You can still see the bubbles in there with the shape, right? Round, it starts round.
Because it's alive, it's a dough.
Correct, yeah. And so this is a San Marzano tomato from Italy, okay?
Also regulated, like
Correct.
you use those tomatoes.
Yeah.
Is the amount of toppings that you use also kind of guided?
It is. The weight of the ingredients is guided. Now, we're in the United States, so
they make the spoons already. I mean, this is the perfect amount of tomato to be on a pizza. When it comes to cheese, they gave parameters. I mean, it's plus minus 20%, but it's
But
It's
you're
a
working
hand-
within real guidelines.
yeah, absolutely real bad.
yeah, so it's San Marzano tomato, right?
And what kind of pizza are we making today?
We're making the margarita.
Margarita.
Margarita
Classic.
pizza, which is the
Classic, yeah.
standard. In any Neapolitan pizza, you want to make sure, you want to test how good the pizzeria is, you try the margarita. Nowhere to hide.
Yes.
So, then the cheese. Now we're lucky here in Wisconsin because we have Wisconsin's own grande cheese in our backyard. So we're allowed to use either make your own or an approved fior di latte, which grande is approved, or you get it imported from Italy. So VPN approves all the toppings, so they would approve the type of tomato, the brand of tomato, also the type and brand of cheese.
There are only 4 certified Neapolitan pizza
VPN
restaurants.
certified.
certified in
In Wisconsin,
Wisconsin.
which is a lot.
You're among them.
Which is a lot because there's only 97, 96, 97 in all of North or South America.
But you were telling me you also have the honor of representing the
Yeah.
Midwest.
Yeah. So Robin and I are the ambassadors, the VPN ambassadors for specifically Wisconsin, Iowa, and Minnesota. So in order to have that targhetta or that license, you have to have a certified pizzaiolo on premise all the time. So either Robin is here, obviously most of the time, or I'm here.
We have the honor of making a product on a day-by-day basis that did not change in 300 years.
That's
All right, so this is, and I mean, our commitment is this, just making sure that, the product, it has a lot of respect. 300 years of history for a product that's, in this day and age, that's a lot.
Right. This is a little imported grana padano. Okay. Extra virgin olive oil, again, proves from Italy. All right, so minimum ingredients here.
So I knock it in the way.
Right? So, Laura, what we're doing here is we're stretching the dough, but I'm respecting the border. Okay? That's it. Now, Robin will finish that off. Pizza doesn't have to be perfectly symmetrical. It's an artisan product, and it's made by hand. So when you're making a couple hundred pizzas a night, that doesn't mean, you have license to be sloppy, but it doesn't have to be a perfect cookie cutter machine product. The beauty of it is that it's an individual product made by hand.
Oven. It is
Right.
like wood fired.
So it's 100% wood fired. This is a Stefano Ferrara, which is one of the best ovens you can get, handmade by the Stefano Ferrara, Stefano himself and his family. So we run hardwood, or we run oak and cherry, and it burns at the oven temperature around 900 degrees. The oven is made in such a way where there's the stoking sorgento, which is a clay tile from Naples. There's sand, and there's brick, there's concrete and tile, and all of that. What it does is it stores the heat. So, it takes us about an hour to get the oven up to temp. The whole reason for the VPN, association is to honor,
preserve something.
preserve, very good, and protect the master pizzaioli and the methodology of making those pizzas. So what you have here is you have the cornicione, you see the cornicione, it bounces back. What happens is the moisture, and this dough is about a 70% hydration. What happens is the water that's in the dough, the minute it hits the oven, turns to steam, and that's called oven spring. So that's where you get this cornicione, right? Notice the leopardi, right? That is
and you
desired.
want that.
Yeah.
You want that. You don't want it to be too charred, but you definitely
Yeah,
want
the leopardi, and you want.
Yeah, and you'll notice the bottom is
that's
also
perfect.
Hold it.
But that's
It's not
actually-
wet underneath.
No, it's not. But you have the portion in the middle, like.
Correct, yeah.
So what I want to do now is I'm going to grab and cut it with a scissors. So if you want to eat it with a knife and fork like they do in Italy, or you can eat it by hand, you simply put your finger in the middle,
Okay.
fold it up and create that spine.
Okay. Oh,
Just like
sure.
that back there. It's hot. And then
Like a sandwich. Yeah.
it's hot.
We're very hot. Very hot.
So that's all.
But it's delicious.
But it takes those minimal ingredients, right?